So far, no one watching, which is absolutely fine. I'll see if anything is working yet. So far, trying to see if I have everything set up. Good. I can now also see myself on YouTube, which is the main reason why I still have my browser open. I hope that my sound filter is working a lot better than last time. So I clearly have no guarantee for that. Should probably not accidentally open my browser again. If I can grab the phone to actually be able to read chat. Would be nice to see if someone's talking to me. Interestingly enough, someone who I personally follow is also live. Right. thank you for the comment, Little Dark Ghost. I am in fact intending to have fun. I am not hearing if you're talking. And we are off. My brightness acceptable, my brightness is acceptable. Let's see, will our main bus be vertical or horizontal? I, at the moment, have no clue. No, me, horizontal, but it might just be vertical, who knows? Might not even be a main bus at all until much, much later. I do recall the minimap slightly, and it had more of a way of being thrown for horizontal than for vertical, but if again I have to be honest, I have no clue what is going to be happening after this moment right here, right now. That was not what I wanted. Everything's still working. Everything still seems to be working. Did I have control? Because I have completely forgot the control. Yeah, quick bar 1, 2, whatever. Quick bar 1, 2, 3. One of the things that I find entertaining, calming, is in the somewhat early bits where you're just doing the basic research, don't have a big production yet. Where you can just do mundane tasks like cutting wood and feel like you're doing something even though you're basically not achieving anything and you're just working your way up to some standard research. Something cheap like steel axe. So if it also works on wood and ores rather than an axe or a pickaxe, it would be an adze or an adze. Of course, shoveling and all that jazz. Like it. It's it is nighttime. How interesting! I can't see Jack. also interesting is that that's the first camp I encountered. Copper and iron here. Mm. Mm. Ah. Snow worms and spiders and spitters. Game. Do I have turrets with me? I do not have turrets with me. Well, that's an issue. I'm trying to go back, collect some turrets, clear out a biter camp, and maybe explore a little bit more first. Ah. Good to know that there is still noise, ruis, or whatever. I had thought to have stopped most of it. Oh, is it better like this? In that case, it was probably a combination of the distance from my mouth with the actual noise filter I have on, which means that my voice was in the background, I suppose. And for now, it's mostly just exploring a little, seeing what the terrain has to offer. Which at the moment is still a lot. Seeing the terrain here, there's a lot of rocks and cliff sides. Delay is insane. Last session I counted about 4 seconds by doing hand gestures. I'm not actually seeing what I'm seeing myself right now, but yeah, I'm not too surprised with a delay of 5 seconds. Let's see. For the people who don't know what's going on, I am planning a main bus. And this should be good. Right. Does that go over the water? Does that not go over the water? Not that it really matters. But that way I'll know if I need to make landfills or not. I should not be yawning this much. It probably makes for a funny sight. It goes perfectly over the water. How nice. Let's see. Is this one already done? This one is already done. How interesting. Ah. I can show you the world. Sparkling, shining, and splendid. Right. Do I have... Yeah, one of my... What can be done? Due to delay, if you say that something's done, I already forgot about what should be done. I think I was talking about either this piece of belt, which actually fits, or the electric mining drill, which used to be here, which already cleared the area to mine, which meant that I need to replace it. All right. Research done. And then I should probably start up actual second tier research and get that going, but for now, let's just get some decor, something completely and absolutely useless. And as I thought that I have said in the intro, set up a smeltery. From my calculations, last time I recalled 24 for a belt. $22, 23, and 24. And then directly opposite is this. And despite still needing to place this manually, it still gives me a guide of where to place them. For people not knowing Factorio, using Ctrl plus C or the copy, you can select bits that you have built before, and with the Ctrl V or paste, you can paste that back down. These specifically are stone furnaces used for smelting basically everything, starting with stones, iron, and copper. And almost everything needs to be smelted before use, with the rare exception being coal, which can be used directly in a coal plant or in a furnace, and stone, which can be in the early game used to fill a stone furnace and thus be used for smelting. This is also very little coal. And this will also need an upgrade. Speaking of upgrades, I am going to most definitely need more copper. Luckily we have tons of copper in the smelters over there just waiting to be used. What's my power situation at the moment? Halfway there. Fine, works, no problems. I do not hear a buzzing sound, so it is either the music, which is almost constantly playing, or it was an achievement, or the research being done, or other such sounds. Right. We only have one splitter with us. Oh, we actually did have gun turrets with us. Good. I might actually need to start. Probably. I have almost all notifications turned off. I have my browser off, so I wouldn't for the life of me know where the notification was from. Alright, I did not have those because I did not make those. Makes sense. Another set of belts. Ammo for the life of me, so that if and when, mostly when, biters do come our way, that we can shoot them. I'm actually surprised I don't have it, my production clogged, but that's then and not now. And now the somewhat boring part of setting up the first smelting column. And I have gotten some streaming tips. Always useful. This is one of the bits in the early game where you make something, you haven't really made it before, and it's just starting to be a pain in the behind. But you need to do it, and you need to do it like 6 or 7 or 8. Oh damn. That fast? Mm-hmm. Yep. So our cat just apparently had climbed atop its the fridge where we store its portion of food when it's not yet allowed to have its second portion. And the cat decided to climb atop and just munch down on the packaging of the food despite not yet being allowed to have food. And here we have an actual blueprint. And how about I make a new blueprint book to commemorate this and call it Stream Blueprint. I don't really care for the icon, and say it blueprint for and from the stream. Oh, I am going to be right back. Yep. It's okay. Cat problems, just cat owner things, as one would then say. Anyway, such is life. Let's see, what was the mining speed? One half, which means that we need 30 drills for each of the things. I do not have a lot of iron on me. And thank you. You have fun with your series. With your watching your show. Controls. What is the drop item? Okay. And I now no longer have stuff. Let's see. Did I have spare boilers and all that jazz? Nope. Yeah, one every half a second. I'm going to make that a guesstimate. Copper is still reliant on old fuel, but that's all good. I do need to clear the bike camp out first. So clearing out the biker camp will be a first priority. For other people who are new or not used to Factorio, with shift 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., up to I think 9. And I thought that before I can access this copper ore, I need to clear out the camp. As I have no light here, I'm going to set up a little base camp of sorts. This is the way. Typically, I'd suggest to either have a mod that makes it more bright or do this on a moment where it is brighter. And then you want to slowly build a front line, which you will move up, 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 and up, up. Right. And then after some time, you can clear out the biter camp. And have saved and cleared the area to be risk-free. And some people find this practice tasteless. I find it efficient because less hostiles means less danger. Although Factorio has been likened to colonialism and all that jazz, which is obviously no good. Whereas this is only a game, nothing real about it. Even the trees are not real. All of the factories produce fake pollution. And while it does use power, which is some form of pollution, I could just as well be doing the same, playing a different game. Live and be green. Right. Now then. We will clear out this iron patch and split it into sets of 30 miners, which is, by my nearest guesstimate, going to be 2 or 3 sets. Maybe more. I will see that later. After setting that up and maybe even plugging it in, I will do the same for the copper. And from that copper and this iron, I will make our first a main bus. Mostly because it is likened to a main bus in a chip, where all the main cabling and all the wires are parallel to each other and enter and leave in their required positions. I believe nowadays it is already far less best practice to have a bus, but it is still done to a certain degree. 7. 10. 12. 14. I'm just going to say that this is going to be a very even 60, so 2 belts. Actually, that's 4 belts. 4 half belts. No wait, that's 2 belts. And everything will be hooked up. Wired up, hooked up, ready to go. Ready for action. I, by default, prefer setting up a backup power line. And here I have the advantage of having a single resource. I think I went in here with 140, so I have to give or take 100, which is 3 full lines. No, wait. I am so bad at counting, you would not believe. And I'm considering setting up balancers by the end. Did I actually have a balancer book? I did. In that case, I'm just going to be very lazy. Right. Clear out some trees, and then very lazily, very easily build something from a book. Why? Because I am horrible at this. 5 to 4, I suppose. Five to 2, 4. And this is just a hot mess. And these things usually are. And really, the idea is not to pay too much attention to the fact that it's a hot mess, and just go with it. I have the feeling I am being called. Oh, there are some things going on in my situations. I will be back later. People hear me? No. Can people hear me? Maybe. Huzzah, huzzah, we are back. And we are out of belts. How amazing. This is going to be a recurring theme. No belts, no belts. I will eventually erect the no belt prize for when I wind up without belts for one too many times. Speaking of, can I do a gimmicky thing? Well, I could just set these to all go there. And then have these for my personal collection. But more importantly, we need to have belts. And apparently 400 wasn't enough. We're going to upgrade to 600. And you might be thinking, holy, that's a lot. No, it is not. 600 is a small amount. Far less than we will need, far less than we need currently. Actually shooting damage first. I'm also going to set myself a timer for, what is it, a full hour? 100 hour. Let's see, do we have anything that is going up? Nope. Yep. And then we have a 5 to 4 balancer. We might want to add a 4 to 4 balancer, which is a lot easier. The bigger the belt balancers, the bigger the pain in the behind they are. And let's see if I can work these over a cliff. Or past a cliff, or past any generic piece of rock. This is stone, and from this side there will be coal, which will probably be inserted from here and come from these two patches for now. Also means that, oh snap, I am slowly running out of my first bit of iron, which is be honest, completely expected, although annoying. And with that, alright. Need to leave some space in between rows. Specifically for wires. And these will all go south. And I honestly don't really care that they're not coming in equally. The running animation is always still extremely funny to me. It's just so silly. And this is still an ingenious little bit. But blueprint this up to Daisy, and we will name it a smelting column. And thing column attempt 2, because I am absolutely a derp. And I will create this blueprint, and I will paste it several times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then apparently I will skip and put it in my blueprint. Then I think there was a option for a mirroring, but I don't remember the exact key combination, but considering I can't find it, horizontal or vertical. Yes, we can flip it horizontally and have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That will hopefully be enough, and then I'll try to go for one copper smeltery, for one steel smelter here. But that is a whole different beastie. Well then. Copper. Mine grills. more mine drills, and more belts, and belts, and more belts. Considering all the rocks, I am going to, at some point, need to give priority to cliff explosives, which are still in the blue, but require oil, and to actually do fluid in a useful manner, we're going to need to get to a tier 3. No. Stone gravel is pretty cheap. Oh, nice. But that's not what I wanted. Yep. This makes things so much faster. One plate, one gear. These I need a ton of. And you will now have priority because you are faster. Regardless, all of this is going to be replaced in the end, as is most of this. That is a lot of magazine, but who cares? It's needed for the continued survival of our base, our factory, and our factory must grow. Did I even activate this? I did not activate this. Of course I didn't. Might be an interesting thing to activate things before forgetting about them. These are actually connected. How nice. This is another advantage of this setup. If you build them as such, with the blueprints and everything, they will automatically connect the power wires. Or at least, connect isn't the right word, I suppose. They won't skip one or two. Everything's powered, and my power production is, as I somewhat expected, plummeting. Relatively, of course. Putting in these, we have right. The boiler, the steam engine, the pipe to ground, and sure, why not? Some lights. And honestly, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. 2, 1, 2. And this. Alright, this was the distribution. Yeah, well, slightly different. If it's just this much, it's fine. And then this power production is almost up to the point that we want it. And let's just get these in between, purple in line. And we almost have the power the base requires. And as you can see, with every single one of them, we have a electric and a non-electric inserter. And with this, we already have a ton of extra power usage. Power supply production is capped at 7.2, which I believe is slightly higher than what the peak was, though I can look that up to the past 10 minutes. Consumption in total. Do we have a total? No. Yeah, that's the past 10 minutes. Mining bill was 6.2 and some others which were just around 1k. But all summed up, that's still more than 2k, than 7k. Funny enough, we now have this, and there's still the brightness. How about we put this to, what's the maximum? 70, and if we put this to 50, we confirm this. This is a lot more visible. Oh. I, in all honesty, have no clue what the mod really does. It was intended, or rather I added it for the sake of having brighter nights. But so far that's not exactly working. All for the sake of having better viewability. My eyes will get used to most of the darkness. But my experience with watching streams is that player brightness does not at all correlate to stream brightness. And I personally am trying to avoid that. I've seen that with Minecraft streams, I've seen that with Factorio streams, I've seen that with City Skylines, which is, give or take, in its entirety my breadth of experience of Let's Plays and all that stuff. And, well, right now I'm just trying to right, I remember the trick, quote unquote, which I was supposed to use to count my miners. I was supposed to make a blueprint. Oof. I cannot stand this. Autism ho. These, they must face each other. They must face each other perfectly in line with one another. If not, they cannot be. They cannot exist when out of line. It is not allowed. It is heresy of the highest order. It is absolutely unthinkable. Of course, you do you. I have seen diagonal smelting columns, and I cannot stand it, but hey, you do you. Again, to me it is heresy. To me it hurts my eyes, it hurts all of my thoughts, it hurts my brain, and I don't like it. To you, it might just be your everyday I do and play the way that I like kind of deal, which is very obviously different from the way that I play and I like. This is 78. Divide that by 30 is just over 2.5. So I'm going to call it 3 belts and just call it a day. Maybe, yeah, I'm just going to call it 2.5, 3 belts and call it a day. Even if it isn't exactly or even near to 3 belts. And as you may or may not understand, we have a 4-2-3 balancer. Or rather, I will make a 4-2-3 balancer. And this should work just fine for the 3 outputs. And this is one of the reasons why people have a distaste for trees. They get in the way. They get so immensely in the way that people start hating on them. Which is, of course, totally unwarranted, as they eat your pollution so that the biters may not. And when the biters do not eat your pollution, they will not eat your base as much. They'll eventually, the pollution will eventually reach them, and they will eventually start attacking you, murdering you, biting your base, spitting on your base, and causing your base to go game over. But such is the life in Factorio. I'm impressed by how much grass one of these belts is just removing. Having these set up. And the idea is that they connect to these three. But for now, as per the usual so far, as you may already have noticed, we need more iron. The factory must grow. And even now, already some of the coal is running out. I may really have made a mistake. Did I make another mistake with the nighttime? I think that I have made a nighttime. How interesting. My power production should be how very, very interesting. Let's put this to 1 and this to 1 and confirm. And in fact, let's just restart the game. Save, stream save day 2 1. Quit game, mods, night brightness is going to be off. Let's just install Afraid of the Dark. And even more. Oh, crap. Forgot to add more lights. My game becomes unplayable, then I'm going to hate myself. I am also not adverse to quality of life mods or currently viewability mods. Sure. Sure. Confirm. Starting up attempt 3, I suppose. And yes, I am sure I wish to load. $600 belts, yeah. I'm just going to ignore the fact that I needed a ton more, and I am going to put a chest to leave your slain brethren in, aka a wood chest. And that's something that will recur and recur once more and recur some more still. Yeah, that's that. These are these. And I will have plenty. Yeah, give or take this many. I have no idea how many this many is, but it is this many. Clearly, can you not count? When I say this many, I mean this many. The interesting thing is, I honestly have no idea for my actual real power usage at the moment. Simply because my power usage is lower, or appears lower than it in fact is, due to the fact that most of my things aren't actually running, which of course is bad and will obviously lead to bad stuff happening later. But hey, what gives? Well, I give. Placing power poles, feeding life into the factory through its arteries. Well, technically it's not arteries or anything else, as there are no transformer stations. As somehow, as though by magic, each of these things can take any voltage of power and work with it. But hey, it's not like I care for the realism, if it makes the game easier in this case. I might want to rewire this. Yep. Right. That is that. And that goes that way. This goes this way. This goes this way. And now we have a semi-working system. Huzzah, huzzah, huzzah. Oh. Now we have a semi-working system. Oops. No. We are almost out of actual red research, and by the time that all of the red research has in fact finished, I will hopefully have finished building my first full-on copper smelting column. Which is, well, it is the first step of many. Because, well, yeah, you're gonna eventually need copper. And as for most people, doing these mundane tasks, they have some form of satisfaction, some form of therapy, trance, ASMR kind of thing. But unlike some people, I have lost my touch of being perfectly able to place every single inserter every single time and get into a rhythm. So I'm not going to pretend that I can. Yeah. This will have for... I hope that the hiccups do not come back. Oh, all of my hatred. Oh. Such is life, where things do not go the way that you want them to. Also, belts have a much larger construction range than just about any other thing in the entire game. Oh no, oh no. As you can maybe see, in the top right corner we have a biker base at the end of a piece of water, which is now explored. If this was still invisible, pollution would not be able to reach. Right now it is not reaching, however my production is ever increasing, and therefore either we are going to be attacked in our most vulnerable spot, aka our power production, and if we are not getting attacked there, then in our smelting column. Right at this very moment it is not a big problem, but it will be. It will be horrendous, it will be devastating. Our production will be laid completely flat. And obviously we want to avoid that, prevent that, yada yada yada. Do we have spare iron plates? No, we do not have spare iron plates. Of course we do not. And while it may not seem as obvious to you or to some, I'm going to start production on the next best thing. Well, not the next best thing. Not at all. I'm just going to start with mentally preparing, because our next research is going to be advanced material processing, which requires steel production up and running as well as stone bricks, which also means that our next two columns or on the main bus will be stone and iron and such. Let's see. We have 4 times iron. Then 4 iron, 4 copper. Eventually, we will have, and I put away all of it. One with stone and brick, and one with steel, which I do not yet have. Do we have a select? No. That's something you can do with smart chips, which we by far do not have access to yet. Either way, I'm going to set up the copper production, or at least hook up the copper production. This will go way over. Actually, I'm going to use more iron later, but What is life if not a mess? As for now, there will be copper coming in, going through, and see, green research is transfer belts and inserters. Transfer belts are only iron, and inserters are iron and copper. Will I or will I? Yeah, I'll also get started on the first power line along the bus. And clearing out some of the trees to make a small green circuit and a green tech spot, which will be the first research and tech green and research station. Maybe I'll merge them. That's 1.5 and 1, which means that a and that means that 3 copper and 2 iron will end up being 2 circuits, which is about the amount we need now. Well, not now, but soon now. And steam engines require tons of iron. Down here. And under. Right. With this, we also have some of these. Let's see. 3. No, it was 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. These have copper. These have what was it again? Yeah, whatever. I'll just stack a few. And eventually you'll have your own, you'll probably want your own smelteries for purely green circuits. At least so I've already experienced, and I'm not even that good at this game so far. I mean, I am studying engineering, but that has nothing to do with this. Mm-hmm. Yep. Right. Um... Ideally, you want a ton of stuff that you go through. I don't remember the exact numbers. I don't even know the give or take numbers. I do remember that this, especially late game, is all fast inserters. Though probably at this point that's not required. They make half a second, they make 2.5 a second from one piece of material, which I kind of sort of recall. Alright, there's that. There, and there. I'm not even going to be efficient with this. Not yet. And then they require 3 copper, 1 iron. I can't remember so much about this game. It is... The depth of this game is why people stick with it. And what was it again? Yeah, whatever. I am going to very lazy make a 3-2-2. Actually, a 3-2-1. Belt balancer. Right. We now have this, and yeah, I still am out. I am actually going to just clear out this biker camp, walk there. Oof. This is a bigger biker camp, which will be more problems in the future, but it appears to be 2 blocks away, where that one up in the north appears to be a single block away. And for now I'll clear out one, maybe both of them, before I will shut down for tonight. I will, I think, wire my way there. Maybe set up a few extra radars on my way there. I'll do that, because if I don't do that, I'll hate myself and will need to do that again or still later. And I don't like having to do things later when I can do them now. What is the coverage which I have? Quite a bit. Are we up high enough? Yeah, we're up high enough. So if I do this, I will eventually reach the point where I do not have coverage and have an exact connection using the Factorio chunks. Similar to other open world survival craft games and their chunks. Factorio runs on a, I think, 32 by 32 grid. Might be more. And also, Factorio has fish, which you can, well, fish. And they heal damage. Physical damage, that is, not emotional damage, but it's still a thing. And it is and can be immensely helpful in combat. Probably out of combat too, but hey. I don't typically get hurt outside of combat in here, aside from when I am clearing forests to pass, which honestly is hard enough as is. Let's see, does one fit here? Right. Huzzah. I have passed through the forest of the impenetrable woods. Let's see, that's small worm, small worm. Initial barrier? Let's see, that's those two. Yeah, this is what happens when you die and forget. Yeah, all of my stuff is still there, which is another big pain. It will remain there, and I will be able to pick it up as soon as I'm alive and over there again. But still, first death. Congrats, everyone. And everyone at the moment is me and my wholesome. So there's that. I also have a timer going in, give or take 5 minutes, 8 minutes for stopping, but by that time I will have cleared this biter base. All nice and dandy. And be well on my way to shutting down for now. Let's see me make a path. If everything is right, they will proceed to attack the turrets which I have placed. And and it's primarily the biter bases at the edge of water which are threats. Edges of water and edges of deserts. Especially once you have a radar grid set up for mostly exploring. Do I no longer have corpses? Oh. Slightly too dangerous from this side. As you can see, healing is just another waiting game. To be honest, I am quite low in ammo to fight a biter base this size. And only 2 turrets is a bit of another bit of risky play, but hey, it is what it is. Time to base and time to get more turrets. Kind of too bad. I was hoping to clear it in one go. Fish also can go into the terrain because they're just little particles which float over the map. In certain mods you have different types of fish, which is interesting because you can, and I believe at some point even need to cultivate them to progress, which leads to funny situations where you have a fish farm but no fish for it because you need to find that one type of fish and you're in a gigantic desert with no access to land. And that was the last red research, which is a pain. Now we need to proceed to advanced material processing, and for that we need to make logistic science packs, which we already can, but we cannot sustainably do so. And we don't really have to do it fully sustainably, but it would be nice if we could keep up production for a while. I realize I lost a lot of stuff. And that is sad, sad, sad. In particular, the 100 or so stone furnaces, or 150 or so stone furnaces, and such things are sad. But hey, life is life. I thought there was a death chest, but I may very well be mistaken. For now, it's just the chore of cleaning up and providing security for my own base. As I am walking, maybe stretch a little bit. Not get too stuck and tensed up. As you saw earlier, I am putting the wood to good use. As you progress, you're going to find larger and larger biter bases, and you're going to need to put in more safety nets for yourself. See, this I believe is the let's see, this is it the rate production? No, this is more than their rate production. Yeah, this should be enough. And this is it. Ah yes, there is. There is a grave site. That saves me some mental health. Let's see, somewhat more south. I like having my radar grids interconnected. How far can we go? Oh, we can actually go all the way there. Where the Jongus am I? Holy. Ten or so trees every 2 steps. One of the many reasons why the players hate the trees. There's also the joke or the running gag going that the trees are part of the biter faction. The only ones that provide resources in the vanilla game. Let's see. Yeah, uranium, coal. I will clean up this one. I will not clean up that one. And I will clean up this one, which is bigger or as big as that one. Oh snap. This is my preliminary base. Let's see, do they have medium worms or just small worms? Small worms only. Okay, good. Are these in range? They are. Okay. That means that this is my backmost line of defense. And I'll just keep these here. I won't move them. And I'll lure some biters here. And Yeah, whatever. If they perish, then they perish. If they do not, then they do not. Then they will live to see another day. Worms are a pain because they leave spots of acid. And those acids are terrain bound. Oh, there's another group of biters. Biter camp there. Which I believe are even far enough away that they aren't rendered from any buildings and structures and such. Which is also a thing. Biters outside of smoke, pollution don't get rendered, I believe. Most things that aren't actually touched by a player are not being rendered. To some people's dismay, and to others happy regards. I can't remember. I should build a few repair packs. Let's see. Technically, it's cheaper to just make new ones. But hey, they provided the service that they promised, and so they get a second chance, or third chance, or 10th chance. Power usage is up. And I am happy I did not lose all of my stuff. That was a little scare though. I wonder... Well, I know that people watch this. I mean, I have watched people play Factorio before this. In Let's Plays. Not in lives, but it's still the same. And I know people watch them. But still, even as I am playing this, as I am doing this, I'm still wondering, do people even want to see this? Because despite all the tranquil of this, there's still the entire, you know, the entire idea of it's an open world survival craft game. And cleared. and as you may have seen, we are progressing along with all the tech, all the things perfectly fine. This should be protected, but it is not, and I'm not going to change that for now. I expect that to bite me in the behind at some point, but hey, that is life, that is how this game works. And then either you survive and overcome, or you don't and you decide to forget about it. For now, I'm going to save game as stream save day 2. I'm going to remove day 2.1. And I am going to shut down. To those of you watching, still watching, or having watched, thank you for watching, thank you for joining. As is the habit of someone streaming, please like, subscribe, share, all the yada yada yada. If you enjoyed and wish to promote me, please do so. If not, then thank you. And I wish you a very good day, night, or whatever your time zone is, and goodbye.